Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. I thought it might be fun to share some of my favorite gardening books with you today. So hopefully this is something that you find interesting. I try to pick books that are mostly related to my climate zone. So books that are good for northern climates, zone 3, prairie type ecosystems. That's kind of where I gravitate to because that's where I live, and so that's the information I need. I also like to find books that are have lots of good pertinent information about growing native plants. Not just information about native plants, but also the ones that perform well in a garden setting. I have a few books for vegetable gardening, but not as many. Most of my books pertain more to like flowers and shrubs and trees. But this isn't all of my gardening books, but it's a good selection of them. And these are the ones that I probably would say I find myself gravitating to the most. I will put links down below for any of those that I can for Amazon. Some of these I've purchased on Amazon, some of them I've received as gifts, and some I've picked up at yard sales and secondhand stores. So I'll do what I can to help you with that. Now, I have quite a few gardening books that I enjoy reading, so I think I'm going to break this up into a little video series. So today I'm going to start with my top 5 books that I enjoy reading. I've had these for a lot of years, and these are really geared towards cold prairie garden situations. Do you enjoy my videos? Then help me out and let YouTube know that by going below this video and hitting the notification icon, which is a little bell, and the subscribe button. That'll keep my videos coming up for you to find them, and it'll let YouTube know that my videos are worth promoting. So the first books that I'd like to show you are actually a collection of books put out by Lois Hole. She used to own a garden center in St. Albert, Alberta. She passed away several years ago. It was a family-run center, and they ran it for many years, but it has since been sold off. But I used to enjoy going to frequent that garden center when I got the chance, and I find these books of hers very pertinent to my climate and the things I grow. There's several different books here. There's this one on bulbs. There's bedding plants. You can see I have sticky notes and bookmarks all over these books. Some of them, the spines are just ratched because I've gone through them so much. Trees and Shrubs, and Perennial Favorites. She also has this one, Vegetable Favorites. And I do refer to this one fairly often, but not as much as I do the other 4. The only thing that I find with these books now is that she lists a lot of specific varieties. So if you're looking for specific varieties, you'll see lots listed in these books, but these books were published many years ago. In fact, this one was first printed in 1995. So, I mean, they've been out for a very long time, and so some of the varieties, although might still be good varieties, they might be difficult to find in your garden centers or even in seed catalogs, and you can probably find improved varieties on some of those as well. But for the most part, even with that one little thing that's a little bit outdated, the rest of the information seems very, very helpful still. Almost 15, 20 years later, lots of great information about growing in the cold climates, and she picks plants that are no fuss, and can easily take our climate. And she gives you lots of great information about how to grow them. With the bedding plants, she tells you, if they're like very frost hardy, moderately frost hardy, or not at all. And when to start seeds if you're starting seeds, when to transplant, just lots of great information like that. And like the trees. She gives you information about like how fast they grow on average for the different varieties and types of trees. You know, lots of little tidbits of information that you don't always find in gardening books. So these, if you're a northern gardener like myself, you might find these to be very helpful. Like I said, they're a little bit outdated in some of the cultivar information, but overall still great. And I probably look at one of these, you know, like probably once a week at least. I have one of these open, and there's lots of great pictures in these books as well. So never hurts. One thing, actually, I just flipped past the gladiolus here in this book, and it made me think, she actually will tell you little tidbits, like you can plant gladiolus out well before your average last frost date. You can be planting them in the ground and they'll come up and they'll be fine. Things like that you don't often find in a lot of books. So Lois Hole's books, it's the favorite bulbs, bedding plant favorites, favorite trees and shrubs, perennial favorites, and her vegetable favorites books. Those, I'd say, are my favorite gardening books. So I hope that gives you some inspiration if you're a prairie gardener, and I think this even applies to gardeners from many areas, but very specific to the cold prairies. So I hope that gave you some inspiration, and you can look down below and I'll find some links to these books if you're interested in purchasing any. I'll try and get the links for them down in the description down below for you. And remember, I touched on these books here today, but I have all the rest of the books on this table to talk about. So keep watching this space, because I'm going to be talking about some of these other books on the table in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching. Bye.